For sure. So, okay, what was your family life like growing up out there?
I ain't gonna lie, for it used to angle on Sosa for when I was growing up, for I was like, it used to be shootouts back to back for him. So I was like 5 shooter. I gotta get on the ground, all type of shit. Every time I'm outside, they coming through that bitch. The shorty them coming through that bitch on Sosa. They f***ing shorty them up on Sosa.
Damn, because there's so many.
Yeah, that's how they rob. That's how they rob.
Speedy is nobody.
Speedy is nobody.
Yes,
He used to sit in the back seat like
my cousin used to sit
all that.
in the middle of the seat and get his gun took every time. Never blew when they got in the shootout. His ass
Oh my
was
dear brother, he was in the middle
that.
every time we hop in traffic, he in the middle.
All that he doing right now. He
And
talking
then
like
Daddy claiming the hood he not
know
from.
how this. Yeah, my
It's outside.
Daddy claiming the hood he not from. Let
Tell him everything he know
us
right now.
confirm it.
He's not from Bloodhound.
His ass from Drill City.
This somebody from Bloodhound.
His ass from Drill City.
We ain't gonna say who it is, though. That's a real
The
bitch.
fans
a
wanted to
real
know
thing.
too, like, damn, when did y'all get beef with Bloodhound?
They, nah, we ain't never got
Y'all gotta clear that up. Cause he's not from Bloodhound.
He's not from Bloodhound.
And you know he's not
came
from Bloodhound.
Drill City.
This go to Bloodhound and just stand right there, take a picture and leave. Cho goofy ass didn't even have his pipe.
It's outside.
They really mad about this.
3 young men connected to the same Chicago beef are dead. Lil 50, shot in an alley. Lil Tay, killed in a car crash weeks later. Lil Kasu, found shot inside his own home. And at the center of all 3 names, one figure keeps coming up, a young drill rapper named FullyChop. This is the story of how a stolen gun turned into a body count, and why FullyChop is still in the middle of it. FullyChop grew up around 59th and Peoria in Chicago's West Englewood neighborhood, an area associated with PGF, short for Psycho Gang Family. The group took its name from a member known as Psycho, who was shot multiple times and killed at 16 years old while playing basketball, mistaken for someone else. The crew kept his name alive through the neighborhood that came after him. FullyChop, who went by Baby Get'em before adopting his current name, grew up in that same environment. Shootouts, hiding behind porch rails, the kind of childhood that shapes everything that comes after it. By the time he started appearing in interviews, FullyChop was already deep in a feud with people he used to be close to, Lil Speedy and Lil Kasu. According to street rumors, the fallout started after FullyChop and an associate known as Lil 50 allegedly stole a gun from Speedy. Both Speedy and Kasu later addressed the theft directly in interviews, calling it exactly what it was: stealing, done sneaky. The beef escalated fast. Rumors point to a shootout at Speedy's house after FullyChop allegedly pulled up there. Gunfire exchanged from both sides. Speedy trolled him on Instagram afterward, taking shots at his house surviving. FullyChop clapped back the same way. Then, in a separate interview, FullyChop and his crew showed off the gun they allegedly took from Speedy, mocking him for losing it during a shootout. Speedy denied it on his own interview, insisting his gun never jammed, and called Lil 50 a goofy who didn't even belong to their set. The gun theft pattern repeated. Lil Kasu had a gun taken from him too, sparking a separate beef. FullyChop and Lil 50 weren't comfortable with Kasu staying close to both sides, hanging with them while still linking up with Speedy. The trolling between them played out publicly on Instagram for weeks, each side accusing the other of being fake, of wanting their stuff back, of not having the numbers to actually back up the talk. Then, on October 22nd, 2024, it stopped being just talk. Lil 50, real name Anthony Smith, was standing in an alley in the Woodlawn neighborhood on Chicago's South Side when someone pulled up and shot him twice, once in the chest, once in the leg. He was rushed to the hospital but didn't survive. The night carried warning signs. According to unconfirmed sources close to the situation, Lil 50 had gotten a message that evening warning him to leave the area, possibly from Speedy himself. He was at his father's house with his siblings when he made the decision to step out and retrieve a gun. That decision is what put him in the alley where he was killed. Rumors pointed to a Trap City affiliate known as Lil Tay as the shooter. After the news broke, Speedy went on Instagram Live and mocked the death, denying it had even happened, taunting that he'd spoken to Lil 50 directly. Lil 50's sister Jada responded with raw grief and a direct threat. She put a bounty on whoever was responsible, and specifically said she'd put money on Speedy's head if he kept trolling. Weeks later, Lil Tay, the alleged shooter, died in a car crash in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood around 2:10 a.m. The car he was riding in was reportedly stolen, lost control, and slammed into a pole. He died at the scene. 4 others in the vehicle were seriously injured. Then on December 4th, 2024, Lil Kasu, who had taken part in trolling Lil 50 online after his death, was found shot inside his own home on South Parnell Avenue. His mother discovered him after noticing the front door open and going upstairs to check. Witnesses said several teenagers had been in the house before the shooting and were seen running out in different directions afterward. Police recovered about a dozen shell casings outside the home and another inside Kasu's bedroom. Suspicion immediately landed on FullyChop. 2 days before Kasu's death, FullyChop had posted a video online holding a gun and shining a light toward what people believed was Kasu's house. The theory online was that Kasu had forgotten to turn off location sharing with FullyChop from when they used to be close, and that detail may have played a role in how the shooter found him. Both Speedy and FullyChop were later arrested in connection with the case, though everything about how it actually happened remains rumor and online speculation rather than confirmed fact. The circulating story claims Speedy set up the access, pretended to leave, and someone else carried out the shooting, while Kasu let his guard down believing it was safe. None of those specific claims have been proven, but the deaths kept compounding the tension, and that tension eventually turned the beef towards someone unexpected. Lil 50's own sister, Big Jada. Jada had been one of the loudest voices demanding justice for her brother. Then she reportedly started dating Lil Nun, a rapper known for dissing Lil 50 repeatedly. That relationship flipped the narrative online. People accused her of switching sides, of getting close to the same people who mocked her brother's death. FullyChop didn't take it well. He went online accusing her of messing with the opposition and allegedly threatened to physically confront her. The tension boiled into a heated clubhouse call between Jada and FullyChop, both accusing each other of betrayal, both invoking Lil 50's memory as a weapon. Jada eventually addressed the backlash directly on her own livestream. She made clear she could date whoever she wanted, that nobody on social media was going to dictate her life, and told FullyChop to leave her alone completely. She pushed back hard on the idea that she owed anyone an explanation, pointing out that the people criticizing her hadn't actually lost a brother. She had. The Reddit and comment section backlash was fierce regardless. Critics pointed to the fact that she had her brother's face tattooed on her arm, while now being with someone who mocked his death, calling it worse than people simply not retaliating, since those people weren't related to him, and she was. Jada defended the relationship by putting the blame back on FullyChop, claiming Lil Nun had only ever brought up Lil 50 because FullyChop's camp kept bringing up Lil Nun first. She argued that Lil 50's name had become a trend people used without ever having known him, that anyone beefing with FullyChop now reflexively invoked Lil 50 regardless of the actual situation. That beef between FullyChop and Lil Nun hasn't slowed down. Both sides are still trading shots online, and the gun theft beef with Speedy and Kasu isn't the only conflict FullyChop is tangled in. He's also been in an ongoing standoff with M-Block DIY, an older, more established figure in the scene. M-Block DIY has gone live on Instagram while driving through FullyChop's neighborhood, calling him out directly. Rumors have also circulated that M-Block DIY and people in his circle fired shots at FullyChop's mother's house, an escalation that pulls a new generation conflict into direct contact with an older one. 3 names are dead. A sister is estranged from the people who once stood beside her brother. And FullyChop, barely out of his teens, is at the center of nearly every thread, feuds with people his own age, and now a war with rappers a full generation ahead of him in the game. Whether any of this gets resolved in a courtroom or just keeps playing out online and in the streets is still unclear. What's certain is that this is one of the most tangled, deadliest beefs in Chicago drill right now, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. Let me know what you think is really going on here in the comments, and subscribe for updates as this story develops.